So hi all, this is Gautam, work as assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering in SNS College of Technology. So today let's get into the topic with the defects of sand casting and the simulation of sand casting. So here some pictures are shown for the example of the defects. First one is blowhole, second one is porosity, then inclusion, then short pore and mismatch. So we see the defects in one by one. So here is the die casting defects, types of defects which is divided into some types. Some categories are into five types. First one is gas porosity. In the gas porosity, there specify that blowholes, open holes, or pinholes. The holes defects are based on the gas porosity. Next one is shrinkage defects. Next one is mold material defects. The next one is pore metal defects. The next one is metallurgical defects. So here we seen one by one. First we can see the gas porosity, blowhole, open hole, and pinhole. The hole is a metal caused by bubbles of gas captured during a solidification. Here the picture shows the holes, how the material with holes. So here are some examples. The holes are caused due to excessive gas content in the metal bath. The gas porosity may present itself on the gas surface of casting as porosity or pore may be trapped inside the metal. So some bubbles are happened in the blowhole. So see here also we can see the pinholes like dot by dot by dot by dot followed by scarce which is open hole. When the material is manufactured, the blowholes which is comes into the outer area of layer, maybe a surface layer, so which is called scarce. The shallow blows that appears on the flat surface, while blisters can scarce covered with a thin layer of metal, excessive moisture content of the molten metal, and inadequate gas permeability of the molten metal. Next one is shrinkage. In shrinkage we have seen uh, cavity. Metal shrinkage is a transformation from liquid to solid, which is known as solidification shrinkage, and it undergoes the property of molten metal. So here is the some defects occurs when the portion of face of molten lifts or breaks down and recess thus made filled by metal. When the metal is poured into the cavity, gas may be disengaged with such a involves violence such as to break the sand, which is then washed away the resulting cavity with the metal. So here the picture shows how the scab is formed. Next one is drops. Drops also we are shown here. The drops defects occurs when it's cracking of the upper surface and sand pipes also filled in the molten metal. Here the metal penetration. The metal penetration is nothing but defects appears in the uneven and rough surface of the casting. When the size of grains larger, the molten metal fuse into the sand and solidifies giving the metal penetration defects. Then followed by cuts and wars. So here the picture shows the clearly. The cuts and wars are areas has excess metal that appears when the molten metal erodes the molten salt. The cut appear is slows the projection along with the surface of drag face decreasing in heights and introduce the one side of the casting to the others. So here is the cold shut. It is type of surface defects because of low temperature. So it's the misrun and slag inclusion. Slag inclusion we have well known about this point. This defects caused when the molten metal is containing slag particles is poured in the metals into the molten cavity and it gets solidifies. Here the hard tears and hard tracks. For your example, when the metal is hard, it is weak and the residual stress tensile in the materials causes the casting fails as the molten metal cools down. The failure of casting in this case looks like a cracks and it's called a hot and tear hard cracks. Why it's caused? Because of proper not molded. So here is some metallurgical dust, and finally, which comes under the mismatch. Mismatch is one of the major role because of some parts are mismatched during the manufacturing area or during the handling area. Here the mismatch mold shift due to the misalignment of upper cope and lower track of the part. So this is the overall simulation defects. Here we have mentioned for your reference in the picturing glimpses like a blowholes, pinholes, missions, shift mismatch, drop, swell, metal penetration, cold shell, cartel, and wash and cut slag inclusion. This is overall package of defects in the manufacturing in sand casting. Thank you.